Hello everybody and happy Monday. It is time for another episode of Mark's Monday Minutes in Portland Real Estate. It is August 14th and as you can see I'm coming to you from the beach. Why is that? Well, my wife and I decided to go out to the Oregon coast because it's a little hot in Portland. And those temperatures remind me of the Portland real estate market. What is absolutely normal every single year is we get to this high point of activity in the end of July, and then now we'll start to taper off. Hopefully like the temperatures this next week as things will start to cool down. That's what we're hoping for. So that's the first of my 3 takeaways this week. The second is buyers are becoming more selective, so savvy sellers need to be aware of this if you're still thinking about selling your house for the remainder of 23 or as we get ready in the year of 2024. And finally, number 3, why do I say all of this? Because all of my metrics, all the numbers I measure except one, went down this week just slightly, but they've rounded that corner. I'll explain to it. Let's get to the numbers. Okay, for the week of August 14th in Portland, we have 4,137 listings on the market, just slightly down from 4,148 last week and 4,085 the week before that. So we've hit that crest, we've hit that high water mark, haha, tidal reference, and we're starting to crest down now. The number of new listings in the last week, 507. Once again, slightly lower than 584 the week before. The number of pending homes, 464, also down from the week before at 471. And the number of sold homes in the last week, 375. We'll start to see the number of listings taper off, start to decrease. We'll see the buyer activity, the new pending homes, taper off, and we'll see the number of sold homes also taper off. This is, what's the word? Normal. You hear me say this every week because this is the truth. I'm telling you the numbers. I have no reason to skew these numbers. I'm just setting a reasonable expectation for all parties, buyers and sellers across the market. I want to tell you what I see, draw your conclusions as you see fit. Now, the number of homes that have had a price adjustment in the last week, this is the one metric that ticked up ever so slightly. It went from 1,097 last week to 1,129. So a whopping 34 more homes this week have had a price adjustment in the last 40 days of at least $99. Why is this? Well, because these are sellers who perhaps that price just wasn't enough and they've made their first or maybe second adjustment. What we found is like dangling bait in the water, that's the key, that if everything else remains the same, maybe that's what gets your attention from another buyer. Now, upcoming supply of homes, again, I look at the homes called coming soon. We are down to 38 homes coming available in the next 21 days. This is down from 44 last week and 55 the week before that. As we expect fewer listings to come on the market, there will be fewer of these coming soon listings. Again, perfectly normal. Now, leaving us with a supply currently of 2.23 months of inventory. Again, until we get back to 4 before it becomes a neutral market, it's still strongly in favor of sellers. All right, let's talk about those homes with the 4-car garage. Number of total homes on the market right now with a 4-car garage or larger, 122, 33 of which are under $1 million. Those are the affordable garage homes that we like to talk about here on the channel. The number of new listings this week, 9, of which 3 are under $1 million. The number of pending homes this week, 3, of which 2 were under $1 million. Now, interestingly, in the number of sold homes, 8 of which 3. So this is telling me that in the last month, we've had 25 homes with a 4-car garage or larger that has sold. 13 of them, over half of them, have been under $1 million. So there have been some opportunities out there for those savvy buyers looking for their garage home, their affordable garage home. The opportunity is there. Of course, if you know me, reach out to me because I can help you find them. I found one last week for a buyer we put under contract. We lost out to another one. We just didn't get the best price on it, but we did put one in contract this last week. You guys are going to have a great 2-car garage in the house and a 30 by 40 shop, all for under $775 in a fantastic location. That's a win. All right, let's get to those 3 takeaways. As I say, first of all, buyers are getting more selective. Frankly, the buyers are getting tired of getting beat out and only looking at just crap or poor locations or ridiculous prices. Buyers have backed off. If it's their hard-earned money, they're taking a little more time. So if you are overpriced or if you're in a poor location, it may be time for a reality check. Now, sellers, that said, there are other strategies we can use just besides a price adjustment or overpricing. Let's get real. Let's find a real number that works for you if you need to sell on your timeline and attract a buyer who will complete that purchase and get you to your next landing pad. Now, second point, as I said, every metric this week dropped except for one. It was that one for homes with the price adjustment. Portland, we went from 26.4% of listings that had a price adjustment slightly up to 27.3. Okay, slight increment. Why is this important? Because Portland, sitting even at 27.3%, is still well ahead of national numbers where we are sitting at 35.1, 8% higher than Portland, because Portland has not appreciated at the rapid rate of other select markets, Idaho, Texas, Florida, some of those locations. We've come back to more moderate pricing. Portland has weathered that storm. Maybe it's a sunstorm. And that's the final point. As I said, real estate market is just like the temperatures. The activity in the market peaks at the middle of summer in July and August, here in the northern hemisphere, of course. This is where we've seen our greatest activity behind us. From here on down, comparatively, it's going to slow down. This is how it happens every single year, like clockwork. Now, don't confuse how buyer and seller activity with home values. Home values are still appreciating. They're still increasing. They are not dropping. So if you need more clarification on that, reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer questions and support understanding with data, not arguments. Talk to me, Mark, at Portland Homes for Cars. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week back in Portland on August 21st. Have a great week. Goodbye.